Hello and welcome back to Ravenport, the one of the maps for Farming Simulator 19, and you're watching Global Farming. So, after last episode I did a little bit further and the game crashed, and when I started it back up, we're at the stage where we haven't actually completed the mission. So, being that I now know I'm going to lose 50k out of it, I'm going to use this tractor to bale, because the other tractor will be a bit slow going up and down the hills. Get our money's worth out of it while we've got it. So we've got a bit of straw to do, and some grass, and well, turn it into silage. That's why I hired this baler, because it will do the silage. Yeah, I was just going to say we get that contract going, but can't actually do that until we end the contract. But then I won't have the, 270 horsepower tractor available to me. It'll disappear. Oop. This drives me nuts about round balers. Wider to ditch the bale, yep. Do you think that'd incorporate a bale counter? But not yet, apparently. Too technically difficult to, count how many bales, although for the session, it does happen in missed a bit of straw. In the stats it counts the bales, but not for the baler apparently. But I mean, most balers have a bale counter on them. In fact, back in the 60s and 70s they had bale counters on them, so I guess that's too big a function to set up in a virtual game. Miss some straw again. I'm going to continue. Whoa! Disconnect the baler. Whoops. My 3 button is right next to the Q button. That's how I manage that one. Oh, I just got some grass. Oops. It's worth a lot of money, that stuff. So it's 5:07, so we still haven't got round to the time to get our silage payment yet. Actually, I can't remember if I've sold all the silage. Better check on that. Well, we don't have the... I might as well take this back and check on the silage at the same time. It's a great view, isn't it, of the Peloton, the IBC, in from bulk. Oh, there's another bridge. We'll go that way, just something different. I don't know where this... Hold on, we're missing something. There it is. Lost it already. I don't know, pallets that fly off the forks whenever they feel like it. You'd think they would have fixed that physics by now, because pallets do not fly off forks like that. Hold on, this bridge looks a bit dodgy. What is with that? Looks like a bridge out of Fallout. Wow. Does it have a weight restriction on it? No, it doesn't have a weight restriction. Not that it means anything. You'd think a broken bridge would have a weight restriction on it. Must be owned by the New South Wales government, that bridge. That state I live in, they had a news article a couple of years ago. They were saying that they were buying second-hand steel to repair their bridges because they didn't have the budget to repair all the bridges that needed attention. I'll quickly drop this back and go check on the BGA. Might take the bucket with me as well. We don't have any of the other pallets. IBCs sitting here of just pallets of solid stuff. Why doesn't this come off the forks now? It's ridiculous, isn't it? It falls off the forks at the drop of a hat. When you want it off, it stays on. Where's my bucket? I might have left that down at the shop, maybe. How do you find out about your machinery? Nope. This one? Nope. Ah, here. Nope. That one. Where's the shop? Oh, over here. Nothing at the shop. What's this? Oh no. Ooh, that's still sitting there? Okay. We need to, since we're paying for the hire of this, we need to sort this mess out. So, I only just half finished, half filled this thing. Wow, all chaos here. Oh, well, at least the case 270 isn't on the clock. It's paid for. Wow, so it actually crashed back to quite a bit of time because that's I sold this. No, well, I loaded this up and returned the front end load. The front end loader, and I had already taken that IBC of fertilizer over to the farm area. Or did I do this in the previous one? If I did this in the previous one, I apologise for making you watch it again. The area I live in is a quite a heavy farming area, and I'm in an old farmhouse which is like about 3 kilometres from the nearest other house, nearest neighbours sort of thing. And for the last 4 months, somebody's been doing weird stuff like moving things, like sitting a bucket in the middle of my veranda's got like a doorway to it, sitting a bucket there, moving other things, broken a few things around the place in my sheds. I spoke to the police, they couldn't do anything about it because it's not been a crime as yet. But looking around, I can see a place where the person's who's been doing all this has been jumping the fence, and there's a track in the grass. That's how many times they've been here. And it looks like they've actually entered the house. I have a bike on an exercise trainer underneath the window, and I noticed that had been pushed aside the other day. So it's sort of a bit concerning because I don't know what they're up to or why they're doing this. And I mean, the front gate, different funny things have happened. Also, I have a Dennings coach that I've bought to turn into a motorhome, and they messed with that as well. There's been scratches put on it while it's been pretty much in my yard. There's little key flip cover things on all the bins that are underneath it. All those flips have flipped out. So yeah, it's just a bit worrying as to what's going on. I've been spent the last 3 weeks trying to get some surveillance going with some mobile phones and using some software that's meant to be able to do it, but it just doesn't work. So at the moment I'm waiting for a phone call about the person entering the place from the police so I can discuss it with them and see what they're willing to do about it. Being that in Australia you can't, well, you can legally protect yourself, but you're only allowed to use equal force. So that means, I guess, if you start a bit of a fisticuff session with somebody that's entered your place, you just got to keep fisticuffing or let them win, because you're not allowed to use greater force than what they're using legally. So there's been people that have used a gun to support, like even an unloaded gun, and they've had their guns taken off them, and they've been the ones taken to the police station while the person that entered the place got driven home by the policeman. Something wrong with that, in my view anyhow. Oh well, it's, yeah, I mean, I'm mid-40s. I've never had anything like this happen in all my life, so in all the places I've lived in Hobart, Melbourne, Brisbane, Darwin, Albury, Wollongong, so this is the first time I've ever needed to report a entry. But I guess see what happens with the next couple of days. That's just a bit of trivia for you. Finding it a bit stressful. I've got, on my other computer, I've got the mobile phones, I've got them showing their cameras, and I just glance at them every now and then. But you know, that's not a very effective method of seeing somebody approaching the place. So I thought I was going to be doing some baling, but no, I'm selling silage, so I don't have to pay more rental on the front end loader. Hopefully soon I'll be able to buy a bit more equipment. Won't be broke farmer, be a broke farmer. I mean, you don't even have the, well, I guess I could get a mod and buy second-hand equipment, but actually there's not really any mods that have second-hand equipment. There used to be. There was one version, there was a New Holland tractor that had 60 hours on the clock, and it was a lot cheaper. I mean, in real life, you'd just buy what equipment you could buy, afford. I mean, most of it you're probably not going to use a lot of the time, as long as it runs. Is the main thing, and if you've got the skills to keep it running, like I have, you just keep it running. So, you know, if it's just something like a loader that you need to lift, you know, move stuff like silage or hay or whatever, occasionally there's no point buying a brand new thing. You know, a couple $100,000 loader when you can buy one for 10,000 or something like that. Mind you, there's somebody selling, I think they're Chinese made ones, and they're selling a decent sized loader for like $25,000. I don't know how they're doing it. It makes you wonder just how reliable they're going to be. Wow, just noticed the repair meter on this thing. It moves faster than the fuel gauge. And I did try, even though you can see there's a tow hitch here on the tractor, I mean on the loader, it won't tow the trailer. Previous versions of Farming Sim they have. I mean, what's the point of putting it there if it's not going to be functional? They've gone to the effort of doing that little 3D model for the tow hitch, but if it's not going to work, is there any point of spending the time to make one? Whoop. She just thought I haven't checked to see if there's any more updates for this. Oh, updates. That means I have to go through the config file yet again, probably. Might leave that for a while. Like there's an unbreakable bug. Unbreakable, I mean a game-breaking bug. Just about got it. Have to come back for this last little bit. just a bit of chaff that was outside the blanket area. We'll sort that out another time. Oh, actually, I might as well sort it out now. There we go, got him. Clean the place up, hey? Dump him in here. Does this need compacting at all? No, 100%. Let's get rid of this thing. See how much we paid in hire. I'm almost too scared to look. The steering wheel is upside down in this. Normally the that bar at the top of the steering wheel, like you see the three prongs of it, the three blades sort of thing. That straight bar usually goes straight to the bottom, so you can see your instruments. But I'd say somebody, when they assembled the model, they made a little mistake there. They made it upside down. Also, I think usually the that knob's usually on the left as well, because you use your right hand on the joystick for controlling the bucket. Run aground. Wow, you have to have that high off the ground. Okay, let's hop out and return this thing. I think, does it give us, does it tell us? Oh, only $130. No, to repair. We'll return him. Yes. Now gotta return him. No, return. Yes. What did we spend on oh well, at least it's saved then. Dollars. Leasing vehicles. Oh, 15,000 plus yesterday, plus 18,000. About 34,000. Yeah. Wow. That's, so we hired harvester. This one, we hired the harvester, which was, yeah, okay, 6,000 plus 2,000 an hour. But I'd say the expenses all in this one, yeah, probably got, wow, that's heaps. Adds up. Certainly need that silage check. She should put the time up. Which will make it dark. Also make the silage sell quicker. Put the trailer in position. I still don't know where my bucket is. I wasn't at the shop. Oh, I guess it'll turn up. It's eventually. Hey, we can sell some more silage. That'll probably take most of it. I think. Yeah, it's 0. I think it will too. Oh no. Still carry on with this stuff. Well, not quite going to plan, but we're getting somewhere. We'll wait for the hatch to shut. We should do it automatically, that would be so nice. Well, I think I might continue baling the bales off with that, so you guys don't have to watch. A bit of an interesting episode today. Got a few surprises thanks to the rollback of the save game. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I guess I'll make sure I bring you guys back before 12 o'clock. Might have a dark episode for a bit next time round at night, and so you can see the silage sell and see how much we get. Oh well, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you come back again. Have fun. See ya.